Greetings, everybody. I am here in Las Vegas, Nevada for the Star Trek convention, so I want to talk to you about Game of Thrones. I want to talk to you about the Petition because the talk of this will not go away. Now, we in the fandom, we've gotten over this. We signed it, we vented, we've moved on, but it really stuck in the head with the executives at HBO, the creatives, the actors. It dominated the conversation at Comic-Con a couple weeks ago when we had Conleth Hill joking that he started the petition, which shows that he has a very good sense of humor about it. And mad respect to all of the actors who showed up after Dan and Dave bailed out on San Diego Comic-Con at the last minute, left them holding the bag, weathering the storm, and they did a great job. And while I understand their feelings, they really need to understand ours, and they need to understand that the petition was a victory for fandom. We won this one, and you should take your victory lap now. Well done. Whoever started it, somebody from the Free Folk, I'm not sure. I have to mention the Free Folk because they are a gift from the gods. And it worked probably better than intended. Nobody actually thought they were going to remake Game of Thrones Season 8 because they would have had to remake Game of Thrones Season 7 as well. Nobody thought they would get hundreds of millions of dollars, all the actors back, new writers. It would have been nice, but nobody ever thought it was going to happen. But your voice was heard, fandom, and this will stick in the mind of everybody who's making a big show or any show now because they don't want to be Game of Thrones. They don't want to pull a Game of Thrones. Jump the Shark has now been retired, and Dan and Dave, like I've said before, this is your legacy. We chronicled it quite well here, Doomcock and I, and now Time has come out with an article stating the obvious. HBO rejects petition to remake Game of Thrones Season 8 once and for all. Well, duh, you showed us. You're still talking about it when actually we got over it quite a while ago, like I said. So, warning, this post contains spoilers for Game of Thrones Season 8. And I guess the last Fast and Furious movie spoiled it. Were they making it over the last month? Well, maybe they were, actually. Obviously, there were some reshoots. And, you know, if you're spoiled by it by now, that's on you. That's on you. The entire world knows. While speaking at a Television Critics Association, or at the Television Critics Summer Association's press tour in Beverly Hills, California on Wednesday, HBO programming president Casey Bloys explained that the network never had any intention of caving to the fan petition requesting that HBO hire new writers to do Season 8 over, despite the fact that it has been signed by nearly 1.7 million people. Well done. Well done. There are very few downsides to having a hugely popular show unless you're Game of Thrones, he said, according to Entertainment Weekly. One I think of is when you try to end it, many people have opinions on how to end it. Well, I'm going to stop right there because we, the fandom, keep getting accused of entitlement and our expectations. I wouldn't sell Game of Thrones fandom short. It's a pretty knowledgeable fandom. A lot of them have read the books. A lot of them bought the Blu-rays, and there was great special features on the lore. A lot of them who even didn't read the books know the lore. I would say, as far as general population and normies, I would say this is the show that most normies know about the lore. And even more than like Star Trek or Star Wars, people were into this. So don't sell them short. And they knew how it was going to end. Actually, it ended pretty fairy tale. It ended pretty Disney-like. If you ask most fans, even the ones who liked it, it was very unexpected. And that's all Dan and Dave were aiming for, was unexpected. And the biggest problem was it turned into a different show the last 3 seasons. And we all know that. It heavily relied on George and his dialogue and his lore. And then it turned into Dan and Dave show, which was all about spectacle, something more akin to Star Trek Discovery. Okay, I think that comes with the territory. It certainly does. The petition shows a lot of enthusiasm and passion for the show, but it wasn't something we seriously considered. I can't imagine another network would. No. Again, 99% of the fans who signed that petition did not expect it to really get remade. We just wanted our voices heard. It was a place to go and commiserate, and the fact that you guys are still talking about it means it worked. Great. And I couldn't be happier. Sorry, you're going to get these videos warts and all, by the way. I don't have any time to edit, and the internet sucks here. But while Game of Thrones fans will never get to see Daenerys' conquest of Westeros and subsequent demise play out any differently, they can at least still look forward to the Game of Thrones prequel that's in the works. So shut up and take our money, or shut up and give us your money. That's all this is. And that's what the attitude was towards fandom that we really didn't like. And it really did show through with Game of Thrones Season 7, Season 8. Let's just give them some explosions. Let's give them some dragon fire. Let's give them a lot of death, a couple of betrayals that we can see coming a mile away. And they'll be satisfied. And you know what? Some were. There's the John Campias out there who will be satisfied with everything. But some of us are discerning fans, and we expect something a little better from Game of Thrones because it started out being better than every other show. It was the better show, and then it just turned into a normal TV show. And then it bit the dust. And now it will be known for not sticking the landing, and this is it. And, I generally estimate that maybe they lost 50% of any views from here on out. Anybody watching this from here on out, the rewatchability of this is completely dead. I don't want to watch it anymore. And there's a lot of people out there going, oh, don't waste your time on this one. So I would say they've lost a lot of money. And legacy is a big deal because this is the kind of show that could have lasted forever if you would stuck even a normal landing. If you would have done like a season 6 ending, people would have been happy and you would have sold Blu-rays till the end of time. There would have been Game of Thrones conventions. And now, not so much, maybe because of the books, but we got to see if the books end. And I don't think the books will end anything like the show at all. I don't care what George says. I don't care what anybody says. And this prequel, well, for every Frasier, we have an Aftermash. Let's think about that. And right now, the prequel sounds like Downton Abbey and Westeros. No dragons, no Targaryens, 5,000 years in the past. And, we're going to get the origin of the Night King, the guy who didn't even make it off his front lawn and got killed by the blade of an assassin. So, yeah, nobody's really excited about that. And it has not been ordered to series yet. It probably will. But it's still only in pilot phase, and they have not even, they're considering, but they haven't greenlit any other prequel, and we're going to have to see how things turn out. I don't think we're going to be getting 5 Game of Thrones spin-offs or, Game of Thrones themed shows in the world of Planetos, in the world of Westeros. I don't think it's going to happen. We got to see if George finishes the book. I have a video where he did say 2020, so we'll see if it gets done by then. But in the meantime, sorry for such a sloppy video. I will be doing one more before I go home. I have to go out and enjoy the festivities of Las Vegas and Star Trek Las Vegas. And yes, there will be a Star Trek video coming out reporting on the nothing to report. There was nothing to report. Nothing happened during this convention. They blew their wad at San Diego Comic-Con and disrespected every Star Trek fan, in my opinion, and the numbers were down and it was pretty boring. But people still want to talk about Game of Thrones because I guess people are still mad. But they're not talking about the petition, except if you're an actor or Dan and Dave or, I don't know, the CEO of HBO. So there you go. Oh, I also have another video because Game of Thrones is now going to be on the same streaming service as Doctor Who. So goodbye, Doctor Who. Everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Please watch some of my older videos while I'm on vacation. I will try to get more content out for you guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to Nerdrotic Live, my alternate channel. I'll be doing a lot of live streams for over the next 24, 48 hours over there. And there will be one more live stream tonight. And also, don't forget to watch The Inquisition, 6 p.m. Pacific time every Sunday. This week, it's on Doomcock's channel. Everybody have a great day, and may the free folk sing songs of your greatness. Ciao.